Do you know? Can you tell me what kind of drugs you're on?
Just, just alcohol.
This is not alcohol.
No, it is.
It doesn't look like just alcohol to me.
It is alcohol. I'm sorry.
You look like you're on something else entirely than alcohol. Who's giving these to you?
I would tell you if it was anything other sides than just alcohol.
You look like you are. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if you're gonna be alive tomorrow. The way you look right now.
Hello, my name is Reece Tatum. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Michigan. I was born in a Christian family, and I was saved at a young age. I attended church regularly and youth groups, and although I did not understand the importance of having a deeply personal relationship with Jesus Christ, my mother and brother were missionaries, and that inspired me to pursue missionary work myself. At age 17, I had the opportunity to go on a mission trip to the Middle East, where I spent time in Israel, Palestine, and Lebanon. And having been immature in my faith at the time, being in this place caused me to question things for the first time, which created doubt in my faith. And instead of looking for answers in the right places, doubt began to grow. So over time, I walked away from my faith entirely, and life began to spiral downward, where I thought I could navigate life on my own, and which led to problems with alcohol, drugs, and crime. My home was a place of chaos and destruction and overdoses, and eventually my house was being condemned by the city, so I was facing the inevitability of homelessness.
My name is Marion Williams, and I was born and raised in West Palm Beach. Growing up, my family, there was marijuana and alcohol that flowed freely. I grew up somewhat normal, did well in school until 6th grade, when my mother and father divorced. Something happened to me. I had a spiritual experience that changed my life. I went back to my father's, and drugs and alcohol was in the neighborhood very strongly. I fell right into it, using drugs regularly and drinking. Dropped out of school. Started living a life of, using. Had a relationship, had a daughter. Ending up strongly addicted to where I could not function without drugs or alcohol. To the point where death looked pretty good to me. There was that was an option that I strongly was inviting. Had been in and out of jail, rehab, couldn't get sober. Life was meaningless to me. I chose drugs and alcohol. I'm sorry. Over my children. Being a failure as a father, I just didn't know how I could ever make it right. And I was willing to give up.
My name is Tyler Seithel. I'm 31 years old. I was born and raised here in Orlando, Florida. And I grew up in a great home. My parents provided for me every way they could. I did well in school, and I even had an opportunity to go on a couple of youth retreats and mission trips when I was around 17 years old. But I didn't really have that relationship with God, and God wasn't really a part of our home or our daily lives. A few years ago, my dad ended up passing away after a knee replacement surgery, and that's really the catalyst that pushed me into doing heavy drugs. I ended up being addicted to crack cocaine, spending hundreds of dollars a day just to stay high, and I couldn't function without it, honestly. I was in and out of jail, multiple arrests. Just 2 years ago, I was sitting in Seminole County Jail, and 14 months ago, I was in Orange County Jail, and I was facing 30 years in prison for trafficking fentanyl at that time. I thought it was a great idea. You know, I had lost my condo, I had lost my home, my mom wouldn't help me. I had burnt that bridge with her a long time ago, but I had a car, and I thought, hey, I could, get the drugs that I wanted if I just helped out my drug dealer. And that landed me right back in jail again. So that last trip, I ended up just sitting in jail for 7 months, just waiting to have my day in court, thinking I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison. One day in jail, I was finally able to get a hold of my mom. You know, she answered one of my free phone calls that they give us every week. And I asked her for help, like I always do, but she said, I can't and I won't help you this time, Tyler, you need to pray. And coming from a woman who had never spoken about God in my life, like it really struck me real deep. So I turned around and I cried out to God in that jail cell. And I ended up finding a bookmark that led me to Inside Out Jail Ministries, which led me to Freeway. And I knew that if I didn't have a plan for when I got out, I was going to go right back to what I was doing because I didn't know where I was going to start. But with Freeway and with the plan that God had for me, he took care of all that. I was bailed out for free by the Bail Project and was released into the custody of Freeway Ministries, and I've been in that house since that day. I'm at 15 months right now. I've graduated the program, and God just keeps throwing the opportunities my way. I lead production for Freeway Ministries. I'm on the production team for the church that we're partnered with, and I'm in first semester at seminary college at Mission University.
I was on the bus heading back to South Florida when it broke down in Kissimmee. I ended up being homeless and ended up in Aspire rehab, still thinking of ending my life because I couldn't get it right. I cried out to Jesus. I prayed like I've never prayed before. And Freeway entered my life. I began to go to the Bible studies and the church, and I was accepted in the Freeway Discipleship house. It changed my life. God used Freeway to save my life. I did a year. I got a job, a vehicle. I graduated. Now I have my own place. My daughter is now back in my life. My grandchildren. 2 weeks ago, I went and seen my sister. I haven't seen in 8 years. Nieces and nephews. Family is back in my life. I get to drive for Freeway to pick up people to bring them to church, and that's a blessing in itself. And I praise God for it every day. Freeway has changed my life. Can't thank God enough.
In September 2024, I had hit absolute rock bottom. I had nothing, I had no hope, I had nowhere to go. But God had bigger plans for me. He orchestrated the events that led me to Freeway Ministries, which brought me into a group of God-fearing, Christ-loving people who cared for me, understood me, and pointed me to what I needed most, which was a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So in my 6 months in the discipleship house at Freeway, this group of Christians has helped me to find a job, and they have given me opportunities to serve in the church. I play in the worship band at Freeway Sanford, and I help with the production team at Restoration Church of Sanford. This group of guys has helped me to navigate life and to help me to figure out who this new person is and how I interact with the world. So I have been walking closely in my relationship with Jesus, which as a byproduct has kept me sober for 6 months, which is the longest amount of time in the past 10 years that I've been sober. And it's the walk with Jesus and not sobriety itself that was the difference there. I don't know what God has in store for me for my future, but I trust in His plan for me, and I am an open book, just trying my best to be useful for God.
It's because of men and women like you partnering with Freeway Ministries that we're able to rescue one broken life at a time.